Welcome to our tonight's presentation for the Nothing But Nets campaign and the fight of malaria in Africa, for the kids in Africa. Tonight we have with us Wolfgang DITTRICH, JCI member of Bavaria. Welcome, and thank you for doing this presentation for us. Just a few words. I would like to ask Zoe Afami, the director of Nothing But Nets, to say a few things.
Αγαπητά μας μέλη, θα ήθελα να σας καλωσορίσω στη σημερινή εκδήλωση που έχει σκοπό την προώθηση και παρουσίαση της εκστρατείας ενάντια στη μαλάρια. Η εκστρατεία αυτή λειτουργεί από το United Nations Foundation και ονομάζεται Nothing But Nets και ένας από τους οργανισμούς που εντάχθηκαν ενεργά σε αυτή είναι και το JCI. Ο σημερινός ομιλητής μας, κύριος Wolfgang DITTRICH, τον οποίο θα θέλαμε να ευχαριστήσουμε, έρχεται από τον JCI Γερμανίας. Είναι φαρμακοποιός στο επάγγελμα και διατηρεί δικό του φαρμακείο στην πόλη Wolfgang της Βαβαρίας. Σαν μέλος του JCI, προωθεί μέσα από τις επαγγελματικές του γνώσεις την εκστρατεία για τη μαλάρια. Η παρουσίαση θα γίνει στα αγγλικά. Τώρα, ο λόγος στον ομιλητή μου.
Thanks a lot, Zoe, for this kind introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, Kalispera. Thank you. It's nice to be here. I feel somehow honored. It makes me proud to have the pleasure to do this lecture for you. I think you know already a lot about this Nothing But Net issue. I hope I can give you some more information on this. Okay, the topic of this lecture is Malaria, Tropical Diseases and the Nothing But Net campaign of the United Nations Foundation. Let's see what I can tell you. First of all, we see some pictures of these really poor people, especially in Africa, suffering from malaria as their main disease they have there. Sometimes it's really devastating for these people, and to make things even worse, they have a lot more diseases. And the really question is how to give them the chance to prevent these diseases, how to give them security not to get infected by this. And here we have an example of a very good method to keep these mosquitoes away who transmit this malaria disease. This Nothing But Nets campaign, you see this net is really useful, protects, for example, children from getting infected with malaria. Okay, the content of this lecture, table of content. First of all, I'm going to give you some information about malaria itself, the pathogenesis, how it is transmitted, the symptoms, of course, that you know when a person is infected with malaria. Really important is the prophylaxis also, what can we do to avoid a malaria infection. Then, of course, if we have, unfortunately, a malaria disease, how it can be treated. Then we have, of course, other tropical diseases apart from malaria, also transmitted by insects and also preventable by using these nets. Then you get some information about the Nothing But Net campaign itself. This campaign is conducted by the UN Foundation. And of course, what the role of JCI is in this campaign. Then I collected for you some frequently asked questions from JCI members from Bavaria, Germany. Perhaps you heard that Germans are really critical towards everything, they question everything, and we got really a lot of questions on this topic, and I will show you these questions. And feel free to ask also your questions during the lecture. If something comes to your mind, if something is not really clear, just ask it, and then we can discuss this. And in the end, we will have a common discussion, conclusion to this topic. And then you have, I heard, your national organization meeting here in this place. Okay. So there's something to do this evening.
Coffee break.
Coffee break, of course. Okay, this table shows you the spread of malaria, where there is malaria in the world and how severe it is. This is in German, I'm going to translate this for you, it's pretty clear. The white areas, there's no malaria. I think Cyprus, there's none. Germany also, we had malaria in the medieval ages. In Germany there was malaria, it was pretty common. But as we could remove the swamps, the areas where these mosquitoes live, we could also remove the malaria disease. The yellow parts are regions with a small risk of malaria, here in South America, Mexico, China, Turkey also, in the south of Turkey they have some little risk of malaria. Then these orange-red parts, they have higher risk here in the Amazonas region, in India. And this dark red color is the region with the highest risk of malaria and the most severe diseases. There are some differences in the malaria disease. I will show you this later. Okay, now we are starting with the pathogenesis of malaria. It is conducted by, it is caused by single-cell parasites. So this is no virus, no bacteria, no mycosis. It's parasites, single-cell parasites. They are called Plasmodium. Plasmodium family does this. And there are 5 species which are bad for human beings, human pathogenetic. The most worst one is this Plasmodium falciparum. It causes the malaria tropica, which is the most severe form of malaria, and often, unfortunately and sadly, especially for small children, are not so strong to fight against this malaria. The other ones are more or less not so nice to have, of course, really severe diseases sometimes, but not really deadly like this one often ends. Okay, these parasites need human beings and this Anopheles mosquito to complete their cycle of living. So, this mosquito is really important for this malaria parasite. What do? They need the human red blood cells, especially the hemoglobin, the red blood color, they need for their living. So they destroy erythrocytes, the red blood cells, and actually eat the protein part of this hemoglobin to survive. So these parasites need hemoglobin for their living. Okay, then we talk about the transmission. A bite of this Anopheles mosquito brings the plasmodia in the human circulation. And first of all, they are transmitted in the liver cells. They grow and develop in these liver cells. And then they are spread throughout the whole body with the blood flow. So you have these parasites everywhere in your body. This is the most wicked thing about malaria. And then they do their evil work. They destruct the red blood cells, which causes fever up to more than 40 degrees. So it's really dangerous. And okay, as for transmission, it is only transmitted by the bite of this mosquito and by direct blood contact. So if you have a person infected with malaria, you can shake hands, you can hug this person, you can talk normally. You don't get malaria. So it's not good to outcast these people. You can treat them like normal. There's no possibility that you get malaria by treating these people in a normal way. You see, no transmission by air, shaking hands.